Okay, hold on to your teacups because you won't believe what just came out of Buckingham Palace. Like, seriously? This isn't just a PR slip or some tabloid speculation. This is the real deal. The palace has officially confirmed something that has left royal watchers, fans, and even critics absolutely stunned. After years of whispers, rumors, and dodgy details surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's two kids, Archie and Lilibet, Buckingham Palace has come forward with what they're calling final proof. And honey, it is not just a casual update. Oh no, this is a full-on royal mic drop. We're talking about legal documentation. Symbolic, irreversible, a straight-up announcement that sends the message the monarchy has made up its mind. But how did we get here? Let's rewind for a second. From the moment Meghan and Harry became parents, things were weird. Let's just say their parenting journey didn't exactly follow royal tradition. No official baby photos, no public birth records that matched up neatly. Everything felt a bit off, like something was being hidden. Meghan tried to play it cool. Privacy, she claimed, but insiders, they've always whispered that the palace was never really buying it. Now let's talk about Archie's birth certificate because that's where the drama really started simmering. Months after he was born, Meghan suddenly had her name changed on the document. Instead of listing her full name, Rachel Meghan Markle, it was switched to just Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Wait, what? Who even does that? That's not your average name change, sis. That's calculated. Meghan claimed it was the palace's idea. But palace aides, they came out swinging, like absolutely not. So who's telling the truth? Well, that one change lit a fire under all the conspiracy theories. People started speculating. Was Meghan trying to change her legal position? Was it about control, optics, or something deeper? And that tiny edit on a piece of paper? It planted a seed of doubt that just kept growing. Then came baby number 2, sweet little Lilibet Diana, born in 2021. But oh my God, if things were weird before, this was straight up bizarre. Meghan's team dropped a press release from sunny California saying Lilibet had arrived, everyone's happy, end of story. But here's the kicker. There were no official UK hospital photos, no royal confirmations, and the whole timeline? Messy, really messy. People started zooming in on Meghan's pregnancy photos from Zoom calls and comparing them to paparazzi shots. And get this, the baby bump was apparently changing shape and size. Thoughtful. What? Look, we're not trying to be tinfoil hat people, but come on, this is the royal family. Births in that world are events, they're historic. Everything is timed, photographed, confirmed, archived, sealed with gold-embossed stamps. But with Lilibet, it was like crickets from the palace. They kept quiet, really quiet. Even when Meghan and Harry did the Oprah tell-all, even when they aired all the dirty laundry, the palace just didn't bite. But behind those polished palace doors, wheels were turning. And now, boom, the final proof is here, and it's bad. Like, really bad. Because according to the Royal Rulebook, specifically the 1917 letters patent, yes, it's real, and yes, it's that official, there are strict standards for who gets to be called a prince or princess. Think bloodline, legitimacy, and being born under royal supervision. And guess what? Surprised, the kids apparently don't check all those boxes. This isn't just a little family drama, this is constitutional. The palace isn't doing this to be petty, they're doing it to protect the crown. Meghan wanted the fairy tale, modern royals, living in California, raising little princes and princesses while building a lifestyle empire. But the crown? It's saying, nope, we're done playing. And poor Harry, oh, he is freaking out. Sources say he's been making emotional late-night calls to his family, begging to explain. But it might be too late, because this has gone way beyond feelings. This is about structure, legacy, the line of succession. Meghan, bless her, is facing an identity crisis. Her entire public image is built on being a royal mom. Netflix specials, podcast episodes, jam jars, pastel Instagram filters, it all hinges on that royal link. But if this goes through, that narrative vanishes overnight. Meanwhile, the palace is preparing official documents that would strip Archie and Lilibet of everything. We're talking royal status, titles, security, privileges, even ceremonial recognition. Imagine that, from Prince Archie to just Archie. Like, ouch. And don't get it twisted, this isn't temporary. This is meant to be forever. So now that Buckingham Palace has slammed the royal door shut, the reality is setting in, and it's harsh. If you thought the Meghan-Harry saga peaked with Oprah or Netflix, think again. This right here, this is checkmate. The palace has played the longest, coldest, quietest game of chess, and now it's over. Imagine this, Meghan, somewhere in Montecito, posting serene Instagram stories about jam jars and flower arrangements under her new lifestyle label, American Riviera Orchard. You know, soft lighting, breezy linen dresses, garden goals. But while she's out there pushing her domestic goddess vibe, back in London, the royals are sharpening pens and finalizing documents to erase her kids from royal history. I mean, the irony is painful. Sources say this wasn't a sudden attack. Oh no, King Charles has been gathering receipts for years. After all the bombshells Meghan and Harry dropped, racism claims, family neglect, royal coldness, the palace didn't scream. Now they're moving, and they're moving with purpose. And it gets even murkier. Remember, Meghan said Lilibet was christened in California? Well, reports are surfacing that the event was never registered with the Church of England, which is huge because christenings aren't just cute photo ops. They're deeply rooted in royal tradition. They connect royal children to the crown, the church, the monarchy itself. But if there's no formal record, that link is broken. And instead of cementing Lilibet's place, Meghan may have just made things worse by going rogue. Some insiders say the palace viewed it as a protocol breach, not a valid christening. Translation? Another mark against legitimacy. Meanwhile, Harry is unraveling. His inner circle says he thought the worst was behind him, that the dust had settled after the documentaries and interviews. But now, he's realizing his kids might never be officially recognized by the family that he was born into. He's watching his legacy dissolve. And it's wrecking him. We're told Harry recently made an emotional plea, like actual tears, to senior royals, asking them to reconsider, to let him explain, to hear him out. But the answer? Ice cold. This is not about emotion, one palace aide reportedly said. It's about order, lineage, and protecting the future of the crown. And let's be real. For a long time, Meghan and Harry played both sides. They wanted the glam, the spotlight, the royal mystique, without the duties, the rules, the responsibilities. Titles with no service, fame with no institution. But the monarchy? It doesn't work like that. There are protocols, there are consequences, and the hammer has finally dropped. Now Meghan's PR machine is doing overtime. Suddenly, social media is flooded with wholesome family clips, carefully filtered portraits of Archie and Lilibet, and feel-good updates on her brand. But it's not working like it used to. The Royal Whisper Network says the palace isn't even looking at social media. They're looking at legal frameworks. They're meeting with constitutional advisors, filing official paperwork, rewriting royal history. Quietly, surgically, permanently. This isn't scandal, it's correction. Soon, Archie and Lilibet won't just lose their titles, they'll lose their official royal identity. That means no spot in the royal pecking order. No security funded by the crown, no ceremonial duties, no formal recognition. Just names on a birth certificate. Nothing more. And that's catastrophic for Meghan. Because being a royal mom wasn't just her reality, it was her brand. That's what sold the books, the documentaries, the interviews. That's what made her different from every other celebrity. She wasn't just Meghan Markle, she was a duchess. Her kids weren't just kids, they were royal heirs. And now, that illusion is collapsing, brick by royal brick. The timing couldn't be worse either. Meghan is in full rebranding mode with her new venture. She was banking on that soft, elegant, I'm still royalty in California vibe to launch American Riviera Orchard into a goop-level empire. But with her children being stripped of their royal status, the foundation is crumbling. And it's not just emotional, it's financial. The couple's entire post-royal business strategy revolved around their royal connection, the mystery, the insider status, the idea that we were hearing from two people who had lived inside the palace. But now, they're being recategorized, not as royal exiles, just outsiders, formerly royal. That change might seem subtle, but it changes everything from how they're perceived in Hollywood to the kind of deals they can command. Without the titles, the mystique fades, and while Meghan scrambles to spin the story, Harry is spiraling. He's watching the legacy he hoped to pass on to his children evaporate. Not just titles, but purpose, identity, that sense of belonging in the world's oldest monarchy. He thought he could straddle both worlds, play the royal rebel while still being Prince Dad. But the palace has shut the door. Hard. And the worst part? The monarchy didn't yell, didn't fight. They just picked up a pen and said, no more. So where does that leave Meghan and Harry now? Meghan is out of moves. California can't shield her from this. No amount of jam jars or curated garden photos can replace the weight that a royal title carries. That instant credibility, that inherited gravitas. And Harry, he's left in limbo. A prince by blood, but a father of children the crown no longer claims. His dream of rewriting the rules, living on their terms, building a modern royal family on the West Coast is shattered. And for the palace? This was about setting the record straight, drawing a clean, unshakable line between the institution and the drama. It's about protecting the legacy, not playing into the narrative. The monarchy doesn't need to scream to be heard. All it had to do was act, quietly, finally, and permanently. So here we are. Meghan and Harry, once the darlings of royal rebellion, are now watching the empire they built fall apart. Not because of scandal, but because the crown chose protocol over personalities. And honestly, it's the coldest, most brutal royal move of all time. Move of all time. Move.